Parsha Yigash, something very nice from the Rebbe's father, Rebbe Levi Yitzchok Zatzal. Many years, Parshas Yigash always falls out during the wonderful, beautiful Yom Tov of Hanukkah. Rebbe Levi Yitzchok has a beautiful explanation connecting these two Parsha, the Parsha of Yigash and Hanukkah. In this week's Parsha, it says, these are the children, Yankov's family, who came down to Mitzrayim. And in total, there were 70. But then the pasuk said like this: the actual people that came down from the family of Yaakov was 66. Shishim v'sheish. Then when it came down to Mitzrayim, there was Yosef 2 sons, and Yocheved was born as they entered into Mitzrayim. That made a total of 70. Now, every number in Torah has a meaning, is exact. What's the meaning over here that exactly 66 members of Yaakov's family came down to Mitzrayim? What's the meaning and the message of 66? Being that Rebbe Levi Yitzchok, a very interesting thing. The whole problem of Hanukkah came from the Yevonim, Yovon. You add the letters up of Yovon, Yud, Vov, Nun, 66. We see right away a connection over here between Yankov and his family on the side of Kedusha and the Yevonim, the Greeks, on the side of Klippa. Now, if you take the letters Yovon, Yud, Vov, Nun, and you turn it around, Nun, Vov, Yud, you read Noi, which means beauty. It's known that the Greeks, they exalted in the beauty, the physical beauty of the body. The Rebbe once spoke by Fabrenga once in Tov Shalamet Ches about it. The opposite of Yovan is Yaakov and his family, especially Yaakov and Yosef. We find in the Torah, Yaakov is Pchinas Teferes, Yaakov is beauty. The Gemara says in Bava Metzia Daf Pedalet, Shufra de Yaakov, the beauty of Yaakov was like the beauty of Adam Arishan. We call him Shufre. He was Teferes, beauty. Last week in Parshas Vayeshev it says about Yosef, Yefei Toyar, Yefei Mara. He was very handsome and very beautiful, the presence of Yosef. So we find in the realm of Kedusha, both Yaakov's beauty Teferes and also his son Yosef, as we'll soon explain. And the opposite we find by Yovan. Over there's beauty from the body. We find, where does Yovan come from? It says in Parshas Noach, from Yefes. Over there, if you look at the pasuk, we once spoke about it, Rebbe Levi Yitzchok brings out, it says, Yaft Elikim leyefes. It says twice beauty. Yefes comes from beauty. The twice beauty by the Noi, by Yovan, is the opposite of Yaakov and Yosef, of the beauty in Kedusha. Now we say every Friday, in Pasuk Eliyah, we say like this: Tiferes is gufa, that's your guf, that's your body. Yesoid, when that energy in your heart comes out into the open, and when you affect others, then that's siyuma dugufa, that's the end of your body, the physical, by the torso. And that is Yaakov and Yosef. Yaakov goes on the Midas HaTeferes, the emotional feeling that a person has in his heart for Torah and mitzvahs and Hashem. And Yosef is the one symbolizes the action, how it comes out into actuality and in the impact on the world and others. Now here is a very interesting thing that Tzemach Tzedek talks about the Chassidus in great detail. There are 6 midos: Chesed, Gvur, Teferes, Netzach, Hod, Yesod. Yesod is the 6th, and that's the letter Vov, Sheish. Yosef also 156. He adds up to, that's 6 times Shem Havaya. to tell you Yosef is here. He takes all the energy that you have in you and he brings it out into the actuality. We spoke many times in Torah. You have chesed, you have kindness, that's mitzvahs aseh. You have the positive mitzvahs you do. You have gevura, which symbolizes the prohibitions of the Torah. You have to be strong, not to transgress. And then there is the teferes in middle, beauty. Beauty is when you have a blend of both. One color is not beautiful. When you have a blend of both, mitzvahs aseh, mitzvahs lo aseh, the positive, the prohibitive together, and then you behave in a proper way, the way that Hashem wants, that's the real beauty. And this is what the Chassidus explains. Yosef symbolizes the action, how you impact the world. Midas HaYesod, the 6 midah Dubov. But the person could do the mitzvah, but he could do it, mildly, coldly, relaxed way. And then there's what's called when you say Vov, you are symbolizing actually 2 Vovs, Vov and Vov. It says the second Vov goes on Yaakov, his father. And that is, when you do mitzvahs, not only do you do just the action, but also you do it with your whole heart and soul. Teferes is also connected to that yesod. Your feeling, your zest, your emotional excitement. You're ecstatic when you do a mitzvah. And so you're doing the action, the Yosef, together with Yaakov, and that's 66. When a person does mitzvahs with his whole heart and soul, his mind, his heart, he's all involved with it, then the 6, this yesod, becomes like all your 10 faculties, as it says in Tanya Perek Gimel. Your mind, your heart is enclosed in that action. So it becomes from 6, becomes 66. When your whole midas teferes, your whole enjoyment and emotional feelings, your lust and the desires, your love for Hashem, all involved in this mitzvah. So Yaakov and Yosef together, the action together with the emotional feeling that's behind it, together adds up to 66. And that's beauty, what Hashem wanted to say. That's the beauty and holiness. When a person does the mitzvah with his whole heart and soul with zest. On the other hand, Yavon 66, that's the Yevonim, that's the Greeks. They wanted that you should put your glory and the false glamour into physical lusts and desires of the worldly enjoyments. And that's chitzonius, that's nothing. The real beauty, 66 Hashem wanted to show, that's when a person gets involved, he takes what he inherited from Yaakov and from Yosef together, and you have the 66. Then a person does a mitzvahs with his whole heart and soul, and that's the connection where the Torah emphasizes. Especially 66 came down, the opposite of, explains Rabbi Yitzchok, the opposite of the Yevonim, the Noi, the 66 over there is the opposite in the physical pleasures, which is the false glamour and beauty of the world, and a person should involve himself with the beauty. Hateferes zumat and Torah, that is the Torah that the Rebbe gave us, the true glory of servicing Hashem, both into the action, the yesod, also with a person's tremendous feeling, then his whole entire existence is enclosed, involved in the mitzvah. That he has the 60 and 66, and then a person has a wonderful relationship with Hashem. Have a wonderful, wonderful Chanukah.